minutes before 11 o'clock. And of course, this is the moment of truth. Right now, though, as we are about to chat with Elsubie Verlinden, you might want to know who she is, what she's all about. Well, let me give you a little bit of background so that you guys get an idea of the caliber of person that we are having a discussion with today. Now, Elsubie is a director of 33 and MC Talent Agency and MC Model and Artist Management and producer of International Arts Talent Showcase. That's a mouthful, but you'll find out why in a second. All these things tie together. I mean, she has done fantastic work. Elsubie has taken her personal experience as a professional actress and commercial model, personal experience as a professional and professional model, right? In national films such as Mr. Bones 2 with Leon Schuster, national series such as Binalandas, Egoli, Scandal, paired it with the international set experience for BBC Hallmark series Wild at Heart, Bollywood films, as well as 21 national and 17 international TV commercials to create an environment for aspiring artists to achieve in the industry. Now, Elsubie has dedicated her life to the entertainment industry and is proof in the success of local and international artists and models and such. So, Elsubie, you have an extensive, resume, but who is Elsubie when she's not everything we've just read on this piece of paper?
Well, I like fast cars, so I'm definitely going to say I'm that person that loves speeding. I'm an adrenaline junkie, so I ultimately love sports, being able to do quad bike, anything that is risky. Yeah, that's ultimately, like my behind the scenes. I'm a proud mother of 3 beautiful children. And ultimately, for me, being the loudest voice on the side of the field is the main achievement and the goal, making sure that my voice is heard and my support is present.
Fantastic. Welcome to the program, Elsubie, and we've been looking forward to having this chat with you. So, helping talent reach their goals, reaching their dreams. How fulfilling is that? And is that the reason you went into this, or did it kind of organically develop into what it is now?
Well, I'm going to give you a quick breakdown. While growing up, my father was working in construction. So I was a caravan park kid, and I wasn't allowed to have many friends come and play because, caravan park people are seen as the trailer trash kind of people, so you don't really hang out at those kids' places. So I started entertaining and performing in our caravan park tent because I really didn't have friends and I loved entertaining and, engaging with people. So I started making up little imaginary shows for people in the caravan park tent. And I had the big stage with the trees and all the caravan park people. So I pretended like the entire caravan park is my stage. And from a very young age, I had to learn how to entertain myself, keep myself busy, and to ultimately, use my pain as my power. And I learned about human psychology and people's behavior from a very young age. And moving around from different school to different schools every year, and sometimes even twice a year, I had to learn how to get used to people. And I started seeing, a new school as a new stage production. So every time I met new people, it was new actors, it was new producers. So I continuously created these pictures in my mind. I started modeling when I was 11 years old, and then broke into the industry by the age of 17. And I started doing fashion runway as well as commercials, films. And then 2008, I did my last film with Leon Schuster and Mr. Bones 2. And then after that, now 13 years later, I'm still an agent, a manager, a producer. But my ultimate passion for people and being able to help ordinary people become extraordinary individuals in life is what motivates me. That's what drives me. It's helping the nobodies become somebodies, because I know what it feels like personally.
So Elsubie, some of the notable people, I know you've mentioned the Leon Schuster. Who are some of the notable people that you've developed or groomed as talents that we now see out there, may not know their backstory, that, you know, your hand is all over that?
Wow. So there's a few artists. I'm actually writing their names down now. One of them being Ngesi Ndlovu, who's currently playing in Scandal as the actor Romeo. Then I worked with Shelton Forbes, who's on Vuzu. And he ultimately started working with me, and I gave him his first cast straight out of school. So these are two individuals that started the process, you know, straight out of school. Ngesi was still in school. And then I secured for Ngesi a scholarship at the New York Film Academy to obtain with scholarship international education. And it's once he returned back home to South Africa that his entire celebrity career started. And then lastly, I secured an international placement at the New York Film Academy for Natasha Tahane. And all the listeners will know her as Desmond Tutu's granddaughter, as well as one of the lead actresses in the production Scheme Psalm, and now on Netflix as well, after her return from being at the New York Film Academy. So not only have I had my hands on celebrities, there's a lot of like no-name artists that are six-figure working artists in the industry that are not celebrities. And I think that is, you know, the most important thing is to understand that you can be a working artist and have your bills paid without having to be a celebrity. You can be a celebrity and not have your bills paid by living your dream. So it's a very interesting concept, I would say. It's like there's celebrities that you can mention, but there's no names in the industry that you would not even know, but they're living their dream, and that's what's paying the bills.
Fantastic. So what does young talent need to be aware of, and be conscious of, if they are trying to enter into the sphere of of entertainment industry, and what do they need to prepare themselves for and prepare for themselves as they start their journey into entertainment?
You know, that's a really powerful question, because there's three main topics that I always hammer on, and this is what I really stand for and educate, and that is watch who you hang out with. Like for me, ultimately, you catch what you're close to. So as an artist, you need to watch who you hang out with in the industry, because reputation is key. You've got one name, and that goes hand in hand for me with not just watching who you hang out with, because you catch what you're close to. You need to stay humble. No one wants to work with over dramatic drama queens that think, you know, life owes you something. The industry is a very humbling place. It's a place where rejection is something you need to get used to. So you need to remain humble. You need to ultimately have great self-confidence and know that confidence has no competition. So it's pointless for you to try and compete in this business, because we're not going to work as competitors. We need to work as influencers and individuals who are professionals at telling stories, remaining humble, and understanding that it takes great character to pursue this industry. So the first one is watch who you hang out with. The second one for me is stay humble. And the last one is understand that social media is your digital portfolio. It can make or break you. So watch what you do in terms of your social posts, and whether it's whatever it is that you're involved with in social media can destroy your entire reputation. So it's very important for individuals to understand that your reputation is key, and social media can make or break you.
Wow. And people forget what a powerful medium social media is for the reputation of somebody. I know that people get emotional, they respond to other people in certain ways, or they post things that shouldn't necessarily be out there, especially from their side. So what are some of the pitfalls then? What are some of the pitfalls that people do not see behind the limelight, because a lot of people in the industry, they see the light, they see the everything above the surface that looks great and fancy. What are some of the really challenging areas that in the entertainment industry that people do not see, that artists go through?
I think the most important thing is ultimately understanding that you're entering an industry that's based upon rejection. So self-love and dedication towards your craft, as well as honestly knowing why you want to do this, because it took me 2 years to book my first job. Now, I mean, who's going to be unemployed for 2 years trying to perfect your craft and work on a dream when there's no guarantee? So the understanding of the fact that you're entering a very competitive industry, and that if you don't know why you want to be in this business, if you're chasing money and you're chasing fame, I always say rather get out of the industry, because you need to have more substance and more character. Because I stayed true to myself and my dream, because I wanted to tell stories. I wanted to use my life experience to empower others. I wanted to use what I had to go through in the industry, my pain, to become my passion. Sorry, I
I think we're
think
having a
we
bit of
had
a
a connection
issue.
error there. But just young industry
Yes, we did.
professionals that want to break into the industry from an aspiring point of view. And that for me is extremely important for artists to know, is that you don't just break into the industry because you're good looking. You don't just break into the industry because you're skinny. I mean, those are the external stuff. We need substance. We need internal character. We ultimately need individuals that has got something to offer more than just the external. So it's really developing your skills, understanding that you need self-love, and understanding that the way that you communicate with yourself is super important. Because if you don't know why you want to be in this business, you're not gonna like last very long when adversity
Hmm.
hits. That's key, it's understanding it's not just an 8 to 5 job that you go to every day. You need to work at yourself to better yourself, because every single casting is a job interview. It's not just another casting, it's another opportunity to work and do what you love.
So, how does somebody get in touch with your agency? How does somebody become part of your umbrella in order for their aspirations to be better pushed forward? Because obviously they can't do it by themselves.
Absolutely. The most important thing is to understand that an agent is ultimately there to create additional opportunities. We are booking work daily for our talent. We actually have the opportunity to do 15 to 18 castings daily, where our artists, models, singers, and dancers get the opportunity to network with industry professionals that they would have never known in their personal capacity. Our agency is called 33 and Me Talent Agency. So if you go onto Google, 33 and Me Talent Agency is where they'll be able to find our website and all the contact information to our office. And any of the listeners that want direct advice or direction in terms of how to break into the industry, or even just someone to look at their stuff and provide them with professional feedback, they can follow me on Instagram. I'm on Instagram all the time, talent_agent_33. And I'll be that person that would love to help you and give you the opportunity to take your talent from being an aspiring artist to being a professional working artist. It'll be a great honor for me to work with some of those listeners that believe that they've got the potential to break through, even though they don't have the platforms.
Yes. And any parting words that you have to say to young talent that's on their way up, and maybe words of encouragement, or even cautionary words, if you choose to do so?
Watch what you focus on in your life, because it doesn't mean that it's in your life that it's part of your story. So ultimately, don't allow everything and anyone's opinion in your life to become your reality. Not everyone in life can see your dream. So it's important for you to protect what is precious to you. Work on yourself every single day. Get the doubting Thomases, the people that suck on you like leeches, get them out of your life. Because when I was breaking into the industry, a lot of my family members were very judgmental and very critical, and they didn't see my dream. And being in the industry as a model, actor, singer, or dancer is not always respected in our cultures and in our traditions in South Africa. But it's a multi-billion-dollar business in the
Yes.
United States of America. So protect your dream, respect what it is that you want to do, know what it is that you want to achieve by being in the industry, and stay focused on being true to yourself and protecting your dream. No one else is going to do the work. It's up to you to take yourself to the next level and associate yourself with people that are able to make your dream a reality, and not just the people that speak, but they can't actually deliver. So surround yourself with people that you've done research on, that are able to take you from zero to hero and believe in you and your talents.
Fantastic. And thank you so much for your words, your advice, and your insights into the industry. A lot of people, as I was saying, see the glitz, the glamour, and not the journey, the path, and the hard work that goes into it. And I'm glad you kind of broke down just in a little bit of a conversation how much actually goes into it. And I hope people can take a little bit from that and kind of get a better picture. I forgot to ask. There's a question, a very important question I forgot to ask. How's the lockdown affected the industry, especially with talent, with the talent agency that you're running? Because that's one very important question that I can't miss.
Yes, no, absolutely. That is, something that I've noted in my head as well that I wanted to discuss. I was just hoping that we're not out of time, so I'm going to do my best to speak as quick as I can. The
Yes.
industry globally on a worldwide platform has transitioned from live castings to self-tapes and auditioning on camera. And this is my advice to artists out there: is you need to empower yourself to be very smart at doing self-tapes, what it requires to do a really strong and powerful self-tape, because you're not getting into the casting room right now. Every single casting that we're doing is self-tape driven. So we do a photo submission, and after your photo submission, if the client likes what they see, you need to do a self-tape. Clients are preferring it this way. Casting directors, I had an international workshop about 3 weeks ago. Casting directors can see more than 120 people in a day on self-tapes, where they can
Wow.
only see about 30 to 40 artists in real life. So casting directors globally are saying that they are grateful for lockdown because now they can see 3 times the amount of people in one day.
Wow.
So my advice to artists is, this is the new norm. We're going to get back into casting rooms, but it's only once your self-tape has been selected for the final cut. So educate yourself on how to be powerful in your audition technique, your slate, and your editing skills when conducting your self-tape to audition, because self-tape is the new norm, and it has been for a long time globally, but lockdown has now forced South Africa to fall into the same norm. So getting yourself educated in self-taping is the most powerful tool that you can have, because now you can be an out-of-town artist. You don't need to be in Joburg and in Cape Town to do auditions and be represented by an agency, because you can self-tape from your small town, wherever it is that you are positioned or located,
Yes.
and send it to an agency in the big cities. And then if you get selected to meet the casting director, you can travel for the casting. So it's a lot more opportunities for out-of-town artists in multiple provinces to now actually get exposure in the industry. And then for us as an agency, it allowed us to cross borders, because I produce and run the largest model and talent convention in Africa, which is called the International Arts Talent Showcase. And we always just used to do auditions in 9 provinces. But in the time of lockdown, we were able to go online. And now we're doing auditions in every single African country, because I can sit in my office in Sandton, or I can sit at home and I can still educate, empower, and audition through the same platform as what we are using. So my overall advice in terms of how lockdown has changed the industry is educate yourself on how to self-tape, because it's opened up the borders for global castings from anywhere in your hometown to the largest cities. The world can connect and see your face, but you're going to have to educate yourself on self-tapes and know that we can now bridge borders. and barriers, because now it's a self-tape away in terms of a casting submission. You don't have to be in office. It's a very strong self-tape that will open the doors for you. And this is what we're going to move forward doing, like pro lockdown, in lockdown, and after lockdown. So get used to the new norm and get on board.
Thank you so much, Elsubie Verlinden, from the 33andMe Talent Agency. Your advice, your words, and your knowledge. We can't buy that kind of experience. So we reach out to people like you every now and then, just to get people who are interested to maybe get more information. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Have a good day.
Yes, you too. Elsubie.